Fox News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, it has been a record-setting cold snap for our area. Anniston setting a record low today. We actually reached freezing before Billings, Montana. I had to go back and look at the data. We reached freezing Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. There's a chance in the morning that we will tie some records around the state. Let's get over to our live tower camera view from Red Mountain in Birmingham. 57 degrees right now in the Magic City. That wind west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. That dry air still settling in across the state, and the temperature tumble, well, it begins right now. Notice Coleman showing 46 degrees, 56 in Columbiana, and there's a good chance in the morning that freezing line is going to head well south of us, down into South Alabama. Once again, those freeze watches tonight actually expand all the way down into northern Florida across the state. The freeze warning that we have in effect actually kicks in about 10 o'clock, continues through 9 o'clock in the morning, and then after that, we finally start to dig out of this cold snap, unseasonably cold weather that we've been dealing with here. Frost will be likely, though, tomorrow morning, and I would still keep those plants especially protected from some patchy frost early Friday as well. It looks like tomorrow night most areas stay above freezing, but there could be a couple of trouble spots out there that we'll talk about. Tomorrow morning, again, temperatures much like today, starting out with 20s and 30s, and by 9 o'clock we will have a sunny sky. It won't take long for those temperatures to rebound during the day tomorrow. Anniston, how about this? A low of 28 degrees, shattering a record from 1948, a record low of 30 degrees. We dropped below that today. And looking at yesterday, the temperatures during the day only topped out in the low 50s. That makes it one of the coldest days. Look at Birmingham, 1955. It was 55 degrees on that particular day. It was even colder yesterday. So a record minimum high temperature set in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, tied in Anniston there, a record minimum in 1955. So just a comparison there of some of those, even the high temperatures being on the cold side. Right now, again, I mentioned we have 40s and 50s, and the temperature tumble begins. Pretty good chance in the morning that we will end up tying or setting some records out there. There's a concert in Tuscaloosa that's coming up. Hopefully folks are on the road already to catch the show at 7 o'clock out at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. But you can see there it is going to be a chilly setup out there during the overnight hours. But again, tomorrow, will we break a record low? Birmingham, Tuscaloosa 32, Anniston 29. Pretty good chance we will once again tomorrow morning as we continue to set records on this cold October week here in Alabama. But I know it's cold out there, but if you want to go out and check out the night sky, we have some cool things happening, and bringing meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Lauren, not a bad idea. Maybe get you a warm pumpkin spice latte, bundle up, head out and check out what's happening.
Oh yeah, you know, some of my favorite memories from childhood are going out in the country in South Georgia on a fall night, maybe getting up early in the morning before school and watching either some meteor showers or trying to catch some of the planets. So perfect excuse to do that this week with the bone dry weather and the clear skies. Now we may have a few little passing thin high clouds at times, but here's that stargazing forecast for this week. First of all, the moon is in the waning crescent phase and the sun has already set, so you should already be seeing some nice views out there. Now, as far as what planets we can see, kind of the same planets we've been seeing over the past few weeks. Great views of Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. If you want to view Mars, you got to be more of an early bird. Best time to see that is going to be earlier in the morning before sunrise. As far as Jupiter, really great views all night long, and it's always shining bright in the sky this time of the year. And then as far as Saturn, right after sunset. So right now you should actually have a pretty decent view of Saturn. And looking at those sunsets, sunrise times, you know, the days are getting shorter as we head towards the winter solstice. So tomorrow morning the sun will be rising right around 6:56 a.m. and it's hard to believe we're going to be turning the clocks back here in just a couple of weeks. Not quite there yet though, but let's talk about that waning crescent phase for the moon. So the crescent moon, always beautiful this time of the year, certainly can give you those spooky vibes. Right now the moon is less than 30% illuminated, so we're gradually moving away from that third quarter phase, which was just a couple of days ago, and instead headed towards that new moon phase. And though with the new moon phase you can't actually see the moon, it's not illuminated at that time, you do have some great views of the stars because you don't have that bright light in the sky. But another fun thing we've got going on this week in the night sky is the Orionid meteor shower. So you should actually be able to see that early tomorrow morning and early Friday morning. Now, it's not one of our more impressive meteor showers, but again, if this cold weather is bringing out your inner space geek, you want to get outside and see some of those night sky views earlier in the morning. We're talking from midnight to 5 a.m. early on Thursday and Friday with about 10 to 20 meteors per hour. And the thing is, of course, you're going to be doing this. Bundle up, like Wes said. If you're getting your day started early, have that pumpkin spice latte, maybe some hot chocolate going. And temperatures, as Wes said, could be in that record-breaking territory again. So maybe you want to stay up late and go right after midnight to get those night sky views. And of course, the best views are going to be if you can get away from the city lights, get out in the country. Now, as we look at our first alert AccuTrack, we can see to our north and west, there are some high clouds that are pushing towards the southeast. So there is a chance that we could see a few of these passing through, if not later tonight, early tomorrow morning. So be mindful of that, but certainly not going to be doing anything to have a huge impact on our temperatures. But another thing you could see in the night sky this week, actually tomorrow morning too, if you're going to be out checking out the Orionids, you could also check out the space station flying over. Now, it's going to be real early. I know Wes and I will not be up this early unless Landon wakes Wes up. Then you may be up early to see the space station in the morning. Visibility starts at 5:59, so right before 6 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and it will be in the sky for about 6 minutes, so up until 6:05. And this one is going to be pretty high in the sky. Now, you're getting a little closer to sunrise time, but I think there's still going to be enough darkness that you should be able to have a good view. And with that sun rising, maybe illuminating off of the space station a little bit, so we're still expecting mostly clear skies. Going to be high in the sky. So Wes, we got a lot of good things going on in the night sky this week.
Cool
Maybe a little
stuff.
Cold for it, but I mean, it gets you in the mood, right?
Yeah, I love that stuff. And you know, the weather's perfect for getting out there. Lauren, always this time of the year, it seems like when we do have a meteor shower, we always like to report those because it seems like we always get a report of a fireball or a meteor. I'll get a picture. I had a Ring doorbell camera, a viewer over in Anniston was sharing some video of one of those fireballs over the sky, but typically we often see a lot of those reports come in or around the meteor shower events that typically happen around here. So just keep an eye out tomorrow morning. If you notice one of those bright shooting stars, it's likely associated with what Lauren was telling you about there, the Orionid meteor shower. So how about this? I mentioned second earliest freeze on record for Birmingham. How about this cold weather? Well, we'll talk about what changes are on the way. That's next in the 7-day forecast and after the break. As we continue, we've got more on the weekend outlook. We take you beyond the 7-day forecast as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
And being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
Getting to the bottom of health and billing issues that may be hidden in the fine print.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. In your community, giving you a deeper perspective with the largest team dedicated to you. Showing new stories from overnight, helping you get through your day. With First Alert weather and traffic, getting to the point, not wasting your time. These are your mornings. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When moments turn severe, how do you find clarity?
This is your First Alert from the WBRC Fox 6 weather team. We're with you as we prepare for this threat.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the First Alert wherever you are. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert weather team. Live, new, and on your side, beginning at 9 p.m. In a day filled with clutter and noise, WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else. With new updates, live and on the scene, answers for your money and your livelihood, with 6 on Your Side investigates. And your First Alert for the hours and days ahead with the WBRC First Alert weather team. On your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Of course, the big talk around town and a good portion of the U.S. has been that record-breaking cold we have been dealing with. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt mentioned we could be seeing more record breakers before this cold snap is all said and done. So we check in with Mickey Ferguson and meteorologist Matt Daniel for a breakdown of the cold weather stats.
Mickey, it's been really cold this morning. I'm surprised you don't have a jacket on.
I forgot my suit coat. I grabbed my heavy coat today, and then I walked out the door without my suit coat, so it's been a little chilly in here.
Yeah, and it was chilly yesterday. In fact, we actually broke several records yesterday. It's not a record you typically see. Normally you have a record high temperature or a record low temperature.
So this was a record minimum high temps for yesterday.
Also known as the coolest high temperature, right?
Yeah, that
makes
sounds
sense,
good.
Right?
Yeah, super cool. So the records, this was set back in the 50s to 60s for Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Anniston. And we broke records in Birmingham and Tuscaloosa and tied a record back in 1955 for Anniston.
You remember those days?
Not quite.
Okay, let's talk about those record low temperatures for this morning. Of course, for the 19th, we were thinking maybe we could tie or break some records this morning.
Yeah, back in the 40s, these records have stood, and Birmingham got to 29, 28, and 30 in Tuscaloosa and Anniston, respectively. And these 1948 was apparently a very cold year. So, That's pretty brutal cold.
Well, it doesn't look like a Tuscaloosa, Birmingham tied or break any of those records, but Anniston looks like they broke their record.
You talking about this morning?
This morning.
This morning.
This morning. So this could get adjusted or changed, but right now it looks like 28 was the low temperature this morning in Anniston, which broke the old record, like you said, back in 1948.
And keep in mind, average lows are like 53 degrees for this time of the year.
Yeah.
So we're 20 plus degrees cooler in some locations than the norm. Here's our weather watcher totals. I mean, from overnight lows.
Yeah, our weather watchers always giving us their low temperatures and high temperatures. And out of Oak Grove and Jefferson County, Brody Wesson reporting 29 degrees.
Travis Braden in Columbiana, 29.
Cordova, we're looking at Kenneth, 31 degrees.
And Rick Freeman in Piedmont, 28.
And out of Concord, we got 28 degrees.
And Ronald Hughes in Coker, Alabama, 31 degrees.
So it's pretty cold.
Pretty darn cold.
Yeah, so how cold is it? How unusual is it to see these freezes this early? So I've put together the top 5 earliest freezes in Birmingham, and guess what?
We're right in there.
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah, the earliest freezing cold temperature was set in 1948. Again, a very cold year, 31 degrees. But we're number 2 for the earliest freezes in Birmingham, so you were a part of history. How about that?
We're number 2.
We're number 2.
No one really
hear
checks
that.
that. No.
No, I guess not.
Here's a look at Tuscaloosa. You didn't make it to 1 or 2. In fact, you've had a couple of earlier freezes than today. You can see the number 1 was back in October 10th of 2000, not too long ago.
Yeah, in 1977, 31 degrees. But we're, what, 4th? The 4th coldest in Tuscaloosa?
The 4th earliest. So there you go there. And here's a look at Anniston. It's the 5th.
Okay. So I think what we're trying to communicate is it was cold.
And it was a really unusual to see this early kind of a freeze in this time of the year. Normally our freezes are in early mid-November. So tomorrow morning we could see freezing temperatures again.
Yeah, we already have that freeze warning as our weather team's been talking about. So the kids, when they head out to the bus stop, I don't know why kids don't want to wear a jacket. But
too much work. And then you got to keep up with it all.
Yeah, and then you got the satchel, the backpack, all that other stuff. But hey, standing at the bus stop with 32 degrees at 7 a.m., I don't know if they'll argue with you tomorrow. It does, even though we're getting some really cold temperatures, we're starting to warm up a little bit as far as our highs are concerned.
Yeah, and that wind direction tomorrow is going to help out of the southwest, so a little warmer, maybe some low to mid 60s tomorrow afternoon.
So the fire pit forecast for tomorrow. Get it cranking, because we're still on the cool side of life, 55 degrees at 7 p.m. and cooling off into the 40s, so not as brutal as we get into the next few days.
That's right. So it's going to feel a little bit more typical of fall going into the end of this week, going into the week. And a lot of people already say, what happened to fall? But it's still
it's
here.
falling and it can't get up.
Right.
But Monday, we're already back up close to 80 degrees again.
Yeah.
So
and how can they find out about those forecasts?
Well, they can either watch us here or go to the First Alert handy dandy weather app.
That's right. And hey, it's fall and we're starting to see those leaves change colors. Would love to see those photos because guess what, Mickey? We might just show up right here.
Right here, or even on the regular TV broadcast of Today in Good Day, Alabama.
We're going to show it everywhere, so make sure you submit those photos.
Okay. Stay warm.
Oh boy. And I have noticed we have not been seeing a lot of fall foliage photos on the weather app. I know it's still kind of patchy right now, but send them in. We love that content. Coming up next on First Alert Weather Extra, we check back in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt to give us a peek ahead of when we could see that next rain chance. Goodness knows we certainly need it. And then meteorologist Jill Gilardi takes us beyond the 7-day. We'll be right back.
Remodeling a shower or bath can be tricky with gas prices up and tight monthly budgets. Cost is a real concern, but West Shore Home is helping homeowners get the shower or bath they need right now. I'm joined by Kirsten from West Shore Home. And Kirsten, tell us, how is West Shore making bath remodeling affordable?
So Joe, for folks who want to get their bath or shower project done right now, we have a very special offer. We know that monthly budgets are a little bit tight right now, which is why we wanted to make this offer available to everyone. If they give us a call, we have 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means they can get their shower or bath done now and not have to make a payment for 18 full months.
So you're saying people can get their new shower or bath installed right now and not have to worry about making any payments or paying any interest until 2024. That's really helpful.
Definitely. People love this plan because it allows them to be flexible with their finances.
Can we see some projects you've done recently?
Absolutely. So here's one where the homeowner wanted to replace their old fiberglass shower with something more new and modern. So we replaced it with a beautiful marble style shower with an easy low step entry and a beautiful shower door.
That is amazing. Perfect combination of safety and beauty.
It definitely is. So let's take a look at another one. These homeowners were struggling with mold and mildew from their old tile. They were tired of scrubbing. We were able to give them this beautiful new shower that is so much easier to clean. You can get a new shower or bath just like this when you call right now, and you won't have any interest or payments until 2024.
Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, do not put off that shower or bath project any longer. West Shore Home is making it affordable to take care of that bath project right now. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. Free installation on all shower and bath projects. And for a limited time, they're doing 18 months of flexible financing. That's no payments and no interest until early 2024. This is an offer you don't want to miss. Call the shower and bath experts at West Shore Home now.
Well, the big temperature tumble has started across Alabama, down to 47 here in Fayette, 57 Tuscaloosa, and Birmingham, Anniston at 57 degrees. Very dry setup, at least tonight, and actually through the weekend. Looks like some dry weather, and early next week we'll see our next rain chance come back. Here's the next 24 hours. The wind settles down tonight, so the wind chill won't be quite as big of a factor for us. We'll see the optimal settings for radiational cooling. That means clear sky, calm conditions, those outlying areas, especially the low spots. Those temperatures will be much lower. In fact, we could be as low as 27 in some of those outlying zones for tomorrow morning. There's 6 a.m. Again, starting off in the freezing range. We'll climb out of freezing after 9 o'clock, and the rest of the day looks pretty good out there. Temperatures by lunchtime could be close to 60 in some spots. That sunshine really helping out, and it looks like a sunny afternoon. Watch those temperatures there. 60, 63 Fayette, Tuscaloosa, 62 here in Utah, Anniston, Talladega, low 60s in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, it won't be quite as cold, but I would still stay prepared there for the possibility of maybe some patchy frost in areas to the north and east. In the long range, again, we'll be talking about the next chance for some wet weather. Yesterday, we were talking Monday night and a Tuesday. Now it looks more like a Tuesday setup here for that next chance of showers. You can see that sweeps on through here. So at the earliest, next week, we're talking some wet weather. 7-day forecast this weekend. Again, Saturday, Sunday, dry conditions, highs in the 70s, overnight lows in the 50s, and you can see around Tuesday and Wednesday and next week that chance for wet weather. And speaking of rain, let's talk more about that long-range precipitation outlook as we go beyond the 7-day forecast with meteorologist Jill Gilardi.
Well, Wes, looking beyond the 7-day rainfall, you know what? There's nothing leaning in any direction right now. It looks like equal chances for above or below. So nothing too crazy in the forecast there. As we take a look at, the future radar and we go through the Halloween time frame, because I'm sure we're all kind of curious, do we have any rain in the forecast? Then, as we show you beyond the 7-day, we're seeing again a dip in the jet stream. That could mean, of course, some cooler temperatures. But as we look long range, we stop the clock on Halloween, maybe just a few clouds. So that's looking good for those out trick-or-treating. And then looking beyond that, again, few weak weather systems kind of nearby, but nothing, jumping out at us that draws any concern. So that dry pattern looks to persist, and it looks like the above average heat would either be Midwest or the Northeast, with us in that kind of equal chances for seeing all types of temperatures. So as we take a look at potential output for our readings, again, the normal low is 53. There is that dip in the jet stream possibly, and the cooler temperatures going into next Thursday and Friday. And then as we take a look after that, it starts to moderate again. And if we look at the high temperatures, we'll see something similar. Again, more of those 60s for highs. Yesterday was showing 50s for that cold snap, but either way, it will be turning cooler, but nothing too extreme in the forecast. Of course, we have much more coming up after this break on Weather Extra.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
Being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
Live, new, and on your side. Beginning at 9 p.m., WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else on your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
How will the weather impact your roads? The First Alert Weather app has live traffic updates and road conditions for a safer commute. This is why we First Alert.
WBRC Fox 6 News. On your side.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. We are not the only folks in the U.S. who have been dealing with the record-breaking cold. In fact, if you go a little farther to the southeast down Highway 280, you'll arrive in the Chattahoochee Valley, East Alabama, and West Georgia. We check in across the state line to see how folks have been holding up in Columbus, Georgia.
We've already hit the 30s in Columbus, and that's the earliest it's happened in October since 2009.
Frost this year is here 2 to 3 weeks earlier than usual, according to WTVM meteorologist Tyler Allender. According to a Columbus farmer I talked to, the cold mornings will not hurt people who make a living from farming until it gets colder.
There's not a whole lot you have to do before you get to that 27-degree day where it's a really hard frost.
Mercy Med farmer Keith Sims says there's no need to worry for hardy plants like cabbage, collards, or kale until a harder frost comes.
I like when the frost comes because it does the work of making the soil temperature cooler and the grass goes dormant when you don't have to mow your grass near as much. Weeds don't grow as fast. It's actually really nice.
There are a few plants that are not considered cold hardy that will suffer from the early frost, like tomatoes, basil, and muscadines. But Sims says they're pretty much out of season anyway. Sims says this frost is the last call to prepare a winter garden.
As it gets into winter, the daylights get shorter, the sun is lower in the sky, and it's cooler temperatures. So you need to establish your home winter garden if you want to do that, probably right after this cold frost.
Home gardeners can use bed sheets over their plants. Jennifer Davidson warns against using plastic to cover plants.
You may want to throw a sheet over them during the freezing moments. Putting a plastic drop cloth sometimes can burn them, so you have to be really careful about putting plastic over plants.
That's the beauty of fall cold snaps. They don't last long. This one's really packing a punch, but by the weekend, it's business as usual.
Yeah, like Tyler said, you know, it's going to be business as usual right around the corner. So let's check out that 7-day forecast to see when the business does return to usual. Now, tomorrow morning, we still have that first alert for freezing temperatures. So I assume your plants are already covered up or have been coming in the past couple of days. I know my fern was all too happy to get in with the house plants. Now, by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be getting back into the 60s. So you'll notice this gradual warming trend in the forecast. Not going to be as chilly in the mornings, but still going to be dry through the weekend with just a few passing clouds. But I think the only thing we may see on Friday morning may be a little patchy frost in some of our cooler spots, and then really thawing out going into next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when we are tracking our next system coming through, when we have a first alert for showers. But Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will break that all down for you in further detail tonight on First at 9. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Check back with us here tomorrow night at 6:30 on your favorite streaming platform, and have a safe and happy Wednesday evening.